There's one more command we want to cover. It's called, before we move on to layers, this modifier is called scale. So it's scale, it's here. So the shortcut alias is SC. So SC scale. So let's do a SC scale. So you can pick a base point and go scale up the box. So you can pick a base point. You can give it a scale factor. If I type 2, it will double size of the previous. And SC again, base point, I can type scale factor 0.5. It will be half size of than it's before. And that's scale by factor. Also, that's a scale by reference. If I have a line over here, it's 6 feet. And I want to scale this box up and exactly the width of this line. So I can do scale SC, pick a base points, and then if you look at the submenu, that's copy and reference. If you don't use scale factor, you can choose reference, you can click reference, you can type R, and you will specify the reference. So I'm going to use those 2 points as reference. First points, second points. So if you look at submenu, the points, you can use 2 points as the length reference. So points and points. So from here to here now will be 6 feet. If we do a distance to check, 6 feet. And another way to do scale, SC, pick the base point, then you can type R as a reference and pick 2 reference points. Then those 2 reference points, I wanted it 8 feet. I type 8 feet. So that will be 8 feet. Because you just specify between those 2 reference points, the length is 8 feet. That's scale by reference. And we're going to move on to layers. So far we draw everything on the 0 layer. You can see layer is on 0. And if you look at our layer section, this is layer property. Now we only have, if we open layer property, the shortcut is LA and right here. And so far we only have 1 layer. You can close that up. So layer property, LA. So we're going to create layers. If you look in the layer property manager, on the top, that's 4 icons. The first one is new layer. The second one is freeze a layer. And the third one is just delete a layer you create. And the fourth one is set the layer as a current layer. What that means, when you set a layer as your current layer, what you draw, anything you draw will be on that layers. The reason we want to do things on layers, because later on we're going to send pen weights. So let's make your drawing readable. And so create layer, new layer, click here. And you can give, I'm going to just create a layer, it's I1. And I'm going to assign the colors and different fern. Later on, we're going to use CTB to assign, pretty much it's like assign a color to the penguins. So we don't use color. So the layers, the color will match the CTB file. And so my I1, I'm going to set as red. I'm going to set up I2. Change the colors to yellow. Let's create 3 layer, then we keep going on. I3 will be green. So you can set up as many as layer you want, as different colors you want. So different fern, different practice, interior fern probably will have their own layer, architectural fern will have their own layers, and architectural firm, most of them use the AIA standard. So, all right. So we create 3 new layers. And so if you want to delete it, you can delete it. So if right now my default layer is still on layer 0. So if I draw something, it's still on the 0 layer. You can tell by here, if you have nothing select, over here say layer 0, that's your current layer. I have nothing select. So you can assign a new layer by here, say your current layer. So I'm going to set I1 as my current layer. So you see it's checked. Over here, change to I1. So if you have nothing select over here, it show I1. But if you select something, over here show your select objects layers. So now if you draw something, it will come on the I1. So